Hi, I'm Tim and this is Timberway Designs. I've been making a series of videos making cabochons out of rocks that I find and purchase. This week we're going to make a cabochon out of a rock I found on a beach on Lake Superior. It's Feldspar and Quartz. Let's make a cabochon. So this week's rock is a rock from a series I started when I cut common beach rocks in half, and I thought this one deserved to be made into a cabochon because I thought it was pretty cool looking on the inside. So I went ahead and I took a 1/4-inch slab, about 6 millimeters, and let's get this wet and so you can see what it looks like. So there's feldspar and quartz, and I believe the gold yellowish stuff is quartz also. So I think we'll get a good shine out of that. If you're interested to see this rock getting cut, if you look up here or up here, I'm not sure where it's going to pop up at. I'll have a link to that video. If you can click on that, you can go watch this being processed initially. So I chose this shape here. This is a kind of a chubby trapezoidal shape. And I think I'm going to go on this side here. Oops, got a little wet there. I'm going to dry that off, or else I ain't going to be able to rub, or I ain't going to be able to draw on it. There we go. So I think we're going to go with the 1.25 inch here. And right about there, I'm thinking. So I'll take my ultrafine Sharpie and we'll draw out like that. Now it's not going in a bezel, so I don't have to, all I have to do is grind down the line. So we'll take it downstairs, we'll take it to the trim saw, my 5-inch trim saw, and we'll trim off this excess here, and then we'll take it over the cab and grind it down to the lines, get ready for a dop stick. So let's head downstairs to the saw. All right, we're on my high-tech trim saw, 5-inch. Got to plug it in. Plugged it in once, but I left my piece laying over on the other side of the shop, so I had to go get it. All right, there's our piece right there. Going to cut it close to the lines and move on to the next step. All right, well, I think that's all the closer I'm getting. We'll grind the rest off on the cabber. All right, we're over here on the cabber. I know, kind of looking kind of swampy down in here. I should probably clean it out before somebody says something. Got the cab here. We're going to grind it down to the lines. We'll start with the 80 grit, the 220, and the 280, and then I'll kind of buff it with the 600 over here. You can't see that. So I even remember to put my ball cap on backwards so I'm not bumping the camera every time I lean forward. So let's get started. All right, I think that's all the closer I'm going to get with the 80 grit. Let's move on to the 220 grit. So I didn't use a Sharpie Ultra Point. There's another one laying up there because I didn't get it out, and I put it on there, and as you can see, my line was disappearing really fast. So I think we're good though. We're gonna move on to 280 now. Looking for scratches. Looking pretty good. I'm going to run it under just a little bit more, then we'll move over to 600. Alright, I'm going to hit 600. You won't be able to see this. I'm going to check on the shine here. that. There's like a little flat spot there, but we're okay because that's going to be part of the girdle. All right, well, I'm going to take it upstairs, put a dome on it, and we'll be back and make a cabochon out of it. Okay, we're all dopped up here, and what we're going to do, let me get a pointer, is I'm going to put a 1/8 inch to 2 plus millimeter girdle around the bottom here, and then we'll start doing 45s. I just do 2 sets of 45s. You could 45 all the way up to the top, but I figure I'll start doming before that. So let's get started. So we'll start with our 80 grit, 220, 280, and then we'll move on to our polishing side. All right, that's close enough to me. Got a little flat spot up there, but I'm going to start doming now. All right, kind of like that height there. Now we're going to move on to the 220 grit. If you can get this thing dried off and take a look at it. All right, we're moving on to the 280. Not too bad. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the edges, the sharp edges, or the sharp edges, I guess. Not sharp, the cut you edges, sharp. And I got a spot right there. All right, I think that looks pretty good. I'm gonna move the camera, so I gotta shut you off here for a second and then get you over in the polishing side. We'll continue on with this cabochon here. Okay, got everybody moved into position here. So we'll continue on with the 600, the 1200, 3000, and then the cerium on the end. We'll start with the 600. Move over to 12. So that's a shine just from the 1200. You see how we can improve it with the 3000 and cerium. Yeah, getting there. Get a good bump on the cerium oxide and should have pretty good shine, I'm thinking. So I gotta shut you off again and move the camera. I'm getting ready to build something down here so I don't have to do this all the time. See, I even bumped the camera again. Still bumping it. All right, got the splash shoe in place. Let's go. That's not too bad for a common beach stone. Let's I'm gonna take it upstairs and chuck it in the freezer, and then we'll get it off the stick, the dop stick, and then we'll take a closer look at it. So we got ourselves a cabochon out of a beach worn rock. Had a nice clean break. Didn't hardly have any wax in the back at all, which is awesome. So let's take a closer look at this cabochon. So let's take a closer look at this cabochon we made today. Got yellow quartz going on there, some clear quartz, and feldspar. Originally, I wanted to do this side, but I was afraid the feldspar on this side didn't penetrate or go deep enough into the cabochon. I was afraid I was going to grind it all out, but I knew this piece did because you could see it how deep it went in on the side. Now I'm not going to put this in a bezel or put a bail on it. I'm going to sell it like this is, so all you professional wire wrappers or silversmiths out there, you might want to think about snapping this one up. I think it would make a cool looking necklace. So this stone will be available in my Etsy store. Link down below in the description. Click on that. If you're not, just go in there and browse around. I have 100 pieces in there now, but I'm gonna start loading it up here because I'm getting a little backlog. But yeah, so I thought it'd come out pretty good for a rock that's been rolling up and down a beach for who knows how long. And then I got a video of this rock being originally cut in half. I started a new series of cutting rocks, and I got the link is in the first part of the video. It should pop up on top there. Let's take a good look, and yeah. So thanks for watching me make a cabochon out of an ordinary beach rock. I'd like to thank all my subscribers out there. You guys are kind of the engine that makes this thing run. I really appreciate you guys hopping on board and watching my content and liking it, and hopefully telling others. If you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. Because I've been putting out 2 a day now. I do this cabochon video, then I started a rock cutting video where I just cut rocks in half and we look at them. If you do subscribe, or if you don't subscribe, give me a thumbs up, because that gets the analytics out there so other people can see this content. So next week, I got a piece of coquina jasper, or elephant skin jasper I got at a rock show. So come on back and we'll make that into a cabochon. That's all I got. We'll catch you later.